Hello, everyone. Welcome to an episode of the HR Office Podcast where we're not showing our faces. Now, today we're doing a very different version of the HR Office Podcast in forms of presentation. We're currently in isolation right now, or quarantine, however you want to define it. I'm here with Mira. Go ahead and say hello. And the two of us are just sitting here on the couch. We got some topics to chat about. It's Monday evening. People who are watching this on YouTube will be watching this live as it premieres. Hello, anyone who's watching this on YouTube. Twitch has been pretty dumb the last week, which is why we haven't been streaming. We're gonna, this week, see if Twitch decides to try to cooperate with us again, so that way by next podcast we'll be back to normal streaming protocol. But until then, we've got me, your host Greg, we've got Mira over here, and we got some topics. We're gonna chat about Matt and Marisha nearly burning their house down. We got the band Traps getting super clowned on by everyone. I got a couple things to say about this, and I'm doing air quotes here, iDubbbz controversy, even though there's not really much of a controversy. Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance had a really weird dream. I'm going to lose my fucking shit over Tiger King, which I have had the, do you say honor? Or do you say what? I had the
experience.
I got to experience Tiger King, and I'm gonna be losing my shit about that for a little bit. Check out some memes and all that fun stuff, and say goodbye to an Otome game that May and I were gonna revisit, but now can no longer revisit. But before all that, before we get to the opening meme, Mira, how has quarantine treated you?
I'm so tired.
You're so tired.
I'm sleeping more and more as time goes on, and it doesn't help that it's raining.
That's true. Yeah, it's going to be raining the next 4 days here in Southern California.
Right now, I'm so tired.
You're like ready to knock the fuck out?
I am. Oh my god.
It's weird. It's weird just being at home. It's just being home, not doing anything. I'm already going stir crazy a little bit. Out of the three of us, May's the only one who still has an essential job and is working right now. And we talked about that last podcast.
Basically, like, I know for you still had a job, like, till, like, second to last, I think, week of March or something. But, like,
yes.
But, like, I haven't had a job since January.
That's true.
The last time I went out for anything other than, like, to go to the store or something was, like, the day I went to go see the My Hero movie.
Yeah, that's true. And that was in, what, early February you went?
Yeah.
I want to say that was early February you went.
And when this quarantine shit all started happening, I pretty much stayed inside all the time.
Yeah, I mean...
So, like, in a way, I've been on lockdown since they started doing that shit.
Yeah. Chrissy's been in the same boat. She got really sick just before this whole COVID-19 thing hit. She got better, then we went on lockdown. So you guys are kind of in solidarity on we've technically been in lockdown way longer.
The only difference is she was legit sick. She was legit, like, needing to stay inside. I'm sitting there like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But I'm not going outside.
Yeah,
it's not like I have a vehicle to do it either. I'd have to go on the bus.
Yeah, that is very true. Which costs?
Right now the buses are doing free fare because they don't want anybody to go up to the front to swipe a card. And you do have to board in the back.
You were showing me some images of what the buses look like now, and
they're basically saying now they're limiting to no more than 20 people on the bus so people can do social distancing.
That's crazy.
They said, please limit it to essential things because our drivers, they need to be safe too. Which is why no one's allowed to board the front of the bus unless you're disabled or elderly.
Yeah, it's,
everyone else has to board at the back. Yeah. Which, that's weird,
yeah. It really is.
Because, like, you see all the signs on the bus that says, hey, no boarding in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have to. Yeah. And they've got, like, the middle part roped off.
Yeah.
So nobody, like, comes in from the back to go to the front.
Yeah. That's... world is weird right now, man. It really is. I mean, we talked about it last podcast, but world's kind of weird right now. And I will say the silver lining is that I feel more creatively invigorated in the sense of I need to do something in order to not lose my fucking mind.
I'm just ready for this to be over.
Same. We all are. May has been every day. She's like, this stupid quarantine is dumb, and I don't like it. And
I just miss going outside regularly.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even just for everything getting canceled or everything getting postponed. It's just I miss going outside normally.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
And now it's to the point where they're like, "Hey, if you're going outside, please."
They're advising to wear a mask or a bandana or something over your fucking.
Cover your face up.
I'm just like, damn. There's a lot of places that are sitting there saying, "Here's ways to make homemade masks at home. Don't buy the medical masks. The medical community needs the masks so bad."
Which, spoiler, my sister is making us masks.
Yeah, that is very true.
Because she's starting to make masks for, like, family members.
Mm-hmm.
She made one for my mom.
Right, yeah. So we'll at least have that.
We'll get ours eventually.
Yeah.
And then May's work has masks.
Yeah, thank God that she's able to wear a mask. She came home with a mask one day. I was like, oh, hey.
Yeah, I think, like,
there
Friday.
It is. I think it was Friday, if I remember correctly. That sounds about right. But yeah, it's been
I'm ready for shit to be over.
I'm ready just... Like, I'm totally down with flattening the curve. I'm down with, staying inside. Because the more we social distance, the more we take this shit seriously, unlike certain powers that be. I'm not going to get too political, but I think everyone knows what the fuck I'm talking about.
We don't have to name names.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about the rotting orange that's sitting on Capitol Hill, but that's just me personally. Or the whole group of Karens buying up everything, or the people that believe are fucking
Cheeto in command.
I'm trying to come up with a creative way to say stupid fucking piece of shit that's in office right now.
I say Cheeto in command because it's
that's a crime against Cheetos though. Cheetos are good.
I didn't say they were fresh Cheetos.
Oh, they're like a super stale bag that maybe's been open for like a month and a half. Ooh, and you take one bite and you're like.
In particular, this bag has been open for nearly 4 years.
Ooh, yeah, that's a bad bag. Mm-hmm. Sorry, not sorry. But people have been handling this quarantine in various different ways. We've got people like Sam Jackson that are reading for Jimmy Kimmel to stay the fuck home. Great little video.
Stay the at home. The Rona is spreading. There's no
the Rona is spreading.
No time to work or roam. The way you can fight it is simple, my friends. Just stay the at home.
Just listen to him, like...
Now, technically, I'm not a doctor. But mother listen when I read a poem. So here I am, Sam Jackson, imploring you. Keep your ass at home.
Yeah, please.
Sure, you can still see your friends. Use the mother app on your phone.
Yep.
But unless you just ran out of groceries, please. Stay the at home.
Please do.
Thank you for doing your part to flatten the curve, because that is steep. And now that you're home, please feel free to go to sleep.
Thank you, Sam Jackson. Thank you for
Trust me, the going the fuck to sleep during the day, at least I have no problem.
You have no issues.
Now at night.
Nighttime.
It doesn't help I was already a night owl.
That's true, yeah.
So, like, this whole quarantine schedule is just making it 1,000 times worse.
That is very true.
Because now I'm, like, sleeping throughout the whole day.
Yeah.
And being awake all night. And
yeah.
You're just sitting there like, no, fuck it, I need to sleep.
I'm like, I gotta keep some semblance of a schedule.
You're like, babe, stop, I need to sleep.
Yeah, you're, like, keeping me up to, like, 5 a.m. and, like, babe, I need at least 6 hours.
Help it.
I know. But there's another person, that's what's going on up here in the United States of A. But what's going down under is leave it to Steve Irwin's family. And his son specifically went on a wildlife expedition no one was expecting. But
I'm here in the natural habitat of a critically endangered species. It's very rare, and I'm going to see if I can document it.
It's a spitting image of his dad, by the way.
Sounds a lot like him too.
He does!
I can't wait until he gets that Steve's age.
I know, right?
It's gonna be like looking in a fucking mirror.
Yeah.
There it is. Come.
When I saw this, I'm like, what are we talking?
Oh, shit. It's a healthy one, too. Wow.
Don't want to spook it.
Nope.
That's amazing. Oh, I gotta get a shot of this.
Yeah, he's just like his dad. He's so
How's that? It's in perfect condition. Critically rare. Endangered. This is amazing. Wow. I can't believe it.
I want it so much.
Wow. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Is it like
No way. Oh. Even more endangered.
Even more in danger.
Oh, I can't believe it. The close relative of this one also critically endangered. Careful though, I don't want to spook it.
Don't want to spook it.
Oh, I never thought I'd see one of those. Oh, this has been amazing. Wow, I can't believe it. Oh, this is one of the most incredible expeditions I've been on. Tough work, but we finally found him. April Fools. Wash your hands, people.
Oh, so good.
We did not deserve this family.
We don't deserve that family. They are the best.
Although you're like, wow, this dude's a goofball. You gotta remember, this is the one that helped his brother-in-law stage the engagement photos.
Yeah, and he was the one that...
When he proposed his
sister, yeah. And he was the one that was standing in place of his sister, going, oh my gosh! It's like, oh, it's so good. Oh, man.
This family is so pure. We did not deserve them.
We don't deserve them. You know who else we don't deserve? We don't deserve Matthew Mercer and Marisha Ray.
Oh, okay. Phew.
What, oh.
That was a safe transition.
Tiger King's not till later on in the conversation.
Even then. I feel like we, as a country, did deserve that one.
Yeah.
Because look at it.
If
that's not the state of the nation, I don't know what
Matt
is.
and Marisha nearly burning their house down?
No, Tiger King.
Oh, yeah, all of the above, yes. But Matthew
did not
Mercer,
deserve this part.
we don't.
The hilarity that ensued from this we did not deserve.
So, Matthew Mercer and Marisha Ray being on quarantine as everyone else in the United States has been under. They have had to halt production for Critical Role for the time being, and it looks like they're going to be halting production until the end of the month, which I'm going to kind of give a little bit of a PSA. People, shut the fuck up. Critical Role is going to come back when it's feasible. Marisha's already said why they're not doing Critical Role. They're already debuting a new show this week where Matt's been writing up little stories that are taking place in Wildmount that he's going to kind of be doing a little bit of like a story time kind of ordeal every Tuesday now.
Also, Critical Role's not going to be done remotely, so everyone just give up.
Everyone's complaining and being like, why can't you do it remotely? They have a quality of standards that they want to hold themselves to,
also,
and it's just not feasible.
Also, everyone's on the internet right now. There's a shit ton more traffic.
Yes.
So the fact that, like, I know on our end, we've been having issues with Skype. Discord.
That's true.
Discord for a brief period of time wasn't even pulling up on the computer.
Yes.
And Twitch now.
Twitch is, yeah.
Depending on where you live in the country, it's either not streaming or it's just not working in general. Yeah. So, like, there's a lot of online traffic right now. And Zoom is not all that reliable as it turns out.
Zoom is very... I do not trust Zoom at all. And I think people are in massive danger.
These people that are like, well, why don't they just do it remotely? I'm sure if they try, they'll have enough fun with it. The fun is not the issue.
Yeah.
You just have a quality standard, and it's not going to be met doing it online.
Yeah, very true. But...
So, people that are bitching that Critical Role should be done remotely, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Be patient and wait like the rest of us.
So, Matt and Marisha.
Caption this photo.
I don't have it on the screen
Neil
yet.
deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, I don't have it on here yet, but
we can see it.
Matthew Mercer.
Oh, Marisha.
So Matt and Marisha decided to do a fireside chat at their home, being in quarantine, to talk about the latest project that they finished, which was the Explorer's Guide to Wildmount. And Matt was going to answer a bunch of questions. We got a fireside chat. And they decided to...
light an actual fire in their fireplace.
Which they have not used in a very long time.
Which everyone on the crew said, hey, don't do that.
And
they're like, well, we're at home. Fuck it, it'll be fine.
Let me just bring up some of the most... We needed this laugh. There was so much great shit.
We should just go to the beginning at first where Marisha even says, hey, the crew told us not...
Let me bring up...
The crew told us not to do
critical role. Critical Role, Matt and Marisha almost set their house on fire. Because there is a compilation. Where's the compilation at? There was a... Right, that's a 7-minute one. There was a 2-minute one. Let's do the 7-minute one. The 7-minute one's fine.
This is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is fine.
This is fun.
Just go.
The anxiety is, universally felt. Thought we'd take an evening moment to kind of just step away from everything. And
There's their bird in the corner over there.
Dig on you.
Yeah.
We've been struggling with the flu a bit.
Ha! 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 This is important, lady.
This is important. This is a very important thing. I feel like we could talk about this whole thing.
Normally, our fireside chats don't have real fire because of studio codes, but
At home,
silver lining, at home we get the use of a real fire.
do what we want.
Shout out to Gemma
We're at home.
Alana who made this compilation, by the way.
Yeah, so I am getting
We're at home.
We're at home. We don't have to comply with fire code, but we're also gonna almost burn our fucking house down.
It's like, hey, maybe ding, ding,
Be right back.
ding. The alarm may sound.
Heads up, there's smoke in the hallway.
Yeah, let's just open the front door.
We'll
We'll be fine.
be fine.
We'll be fine.
Oh, they're all talking to each other now.
Well, with the cross ventilation.
It's a little dusty.
It's a little dusty.
Ugh.
It's going great.
Oh my god.
This is why studios are like, don't do this.
They s-
Our fire alarms are
Why don't they fucking put the fire out?
Well, that's why. Don't want to spoil that part. Someone calls.
I think it's that one though.
At least their fire alarms.
Heads up, there's smoke.
Smoke in the hallway.
The alarm may sound. Dagon is on her shoulder.
Perfect time to check your smoke detector.
And your carbon monoxide detector.
Yes.
Which is what happened to us recently.
Yep.
Dagon. What a cutie.
It is obnoxiously smoky in here. It is hard to tell on camera.
There were so many articles the day after of popular Critical Role members nearly burned their house down. It was so good.
Traveler Con.
current timeline and kind of this shell essence of who they might have been is helping them on the battlefield so they can
Traveler
have
Con.
abilities
Yep.
of
This is Traveler Con.
places,
Quarantine is Traveler Con.
the opportunity to have their
What is that?
It was a dragon statue that they had.
Oh, okay.
We're away from you. We never used this fireplace.
I think it is too. I think it's just too much smoke.
There's a lot of smoke.
I think it's open.
It's really smoky.
It's hard to tell
Like,
unless you normally use your fireplace.
make it stop.
Okay.
We just made it way more smoky.
Like, my mom has a fireplace in her house and I still have no idea.
Yeah.
Going up the chimney right now.
She only uses it in the winter.
Look at all that smoke.
I know.
Holy shit.
So,
Look at the chat. Don't fix the bloopers.
I'm getting assistance.
Oh, okay. From the chat.
Push to open, pull to close.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's open.
Push that down.
So it's open. All the smoke is coming
There's
in.
the ash.
All the smoke and ash is coming in.
Woo.
This is a terrible fireplace.
Marisha picked a terrible time to wear pants like that.
Yep.
And there's the chronologist. We use the dunamis to shift and alter and freeze localized time.
Ding, ding, ding.
It's fine, but no, then it'll smoke like crazy. That's what everyone's suggesting, but then it'll be worse. It'll go, it'll
Yep. Yeah.
Already there.
Gonna be like,
Already there.
it's open.
She's getting
Wow,
notifications
my
on her
phone
iPad.
is exploding from like everyone in the company ever texting me about how to fix this problem.
Yeah, man, that smoke is.
It's funny, we tested
Matt's
it
just
and we tried to plot for like
done.
every anomaly,
This is why you don't use actual fire.
but did not anticipate the fire. I don't know.
Hey, I guess the fire codes for the studio are there for a reason.
I guess they're there for a reason. Very true.
I guess
Poor Matt.
I guess people know what they're talking about when they say, "Hey, don't use an actual fire in the studio." This is probably the only time Dagon actually liked Matt more than Marisha.
Yep.
They're poor burb.
Oops, this is going great.
What's going on, guys? We're getting it. Slowly but surely.
Alarm can't be silenced.
More. My favorite moment's coming though.
Cool.
Cool.
Oh, Travis is calling.
Travis is calling.
Okay. We're gonna come back in just a bit. Once we get this handled. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Just realized her shirt says Minx.
Yeah.
Clear it out, get all the windows and doors open, and
If that's
That's the state of the union. Oh.
hey, buddy.
Dagon. Hey, Dagon. Dagon is such a cutie.
Lucky bird. Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy. All right.
We got questions.
So,
Question number 1.
Question number 1.
Why the fuck did you think it was a good
Why
idea
did
to
you
light
think
a
it was a good
fire?
idea to light an actual fire? That's beautiful. That was. We don't deserve
If
that.
that's not a mood for 2020,
It
right
really that if 2020 was a video, it is that video. It is that fucking video.
now. And it sucks because, like, personally for us, like, 2020 started off great.
It started so well. Like we got engaged. You may have lost your job, but we got engaged. We had a lot of cool content coming up. We were going to have WonderCon where we were going to announce the date. We were going to be hanging out with a bunch of critters. We had Ren Fair. We had a bunch of cool stuff. We had, like, Homebrewers. Episode 13 was going to be fucking incredible.
I was in the process of, like, at least looking into planning a flight back to Missouri to see family and shit.
And not no
And then
more.
this happened.
Not no more.
And I was like, what the fuck, man?
So,
I could technically still plan for a flight, but...
talking about shit shows on the internet. You remember the band Trapped?
Uh-huh.
Just the yawn.
I'm back to feeling tired now that the video.
We're getting to Trapped and you're just like, no, I'm done.
Alright, I'm gonna head out.
Alright, I'm gonna head out. So they've been clowned on for a while.
I mean, Headstrong is very memeable.
The song itself is really memeable. It's the only song I know of theirs. And
I had that album
so
back in the day.
you better get ready to find Matt and Rish's house where the fire's probably still burning so you could burn your copy of that Trapped record.
Oh, I'm sure it's gone by now. I have no idea where it is.
No losses here.
I literally have no
So
idea where that was.
their vocalist decided to go on a tirade about coronavirus. Go on a tirade saying that it was a hoax. Then to, it's not that bad. Our president's doing an incredible job. Anyone who's saying he's not doing a good job clearly is paying attention to fake news. Like, completely buying into Trump's propaganda, basically. Of, Trump's doing great, even though, again, not to get too political, Trump has done the shittiest fucking job.
Today he said we have flattened the curve.
No, we have not.
We are now at over 10,000 deaths.
I want to know
this country alone.
I want to know where he.
How are we flattening this curve?
How is he flattening the curve? He's not. We're gonna wake up tomorrow and we're gonna find out there's gonna be 2,000 more deaths and 100,000 more cases, and I'll be like, yeah, we're really flattening that curve, man.
Hey, remember, we're winning again.
But yeah, we're winning totally. So Trapped, their vocalist is hardcore, like...
Canceled.
Well, yes. But he's like hardcore on the Trump bandwagon. He's sitting there just, chatting about how Trump did nothing wrong. He's really did everything correctly. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. And
then self-promoting.
And self-promoting and stuff like that. And, Trapped really, he's lost his fucking mind. He had everyone from...
Here's the thing.
Yeah, I'm bringing up some of the tweets.
Let's pose the question first. When was the last time Trapped was ever relevant?
2004, maybe?
Exactly. This is 16 years later.
Yeah.
Let's keep this in mind as we go. Yeah. Other than being in a meme, when was Trapped relevant?
Yep.
Back in 2004. 16 years later, we
have
this storm.
So let me just read. So this is from Metal Injection, kind of breaking down the initial... So Trapped frontman Chris Taylor Brown must be going crazy inside quarantine because over the last 2 days, this was from a couple weeks ago, he is seemingly having a Twitter meltdown about COVID-19 or coronavirus. Brown is notorious for his Trump-loving right-wing views, which our friends at Metal Sucks have covered in great length.
First of all, Chris Brown.
That was another irony there. While U.S. President Donald Trump has only begun to acknowledge the pandemic in the last week, Trapped thinks Trump's actually doing a fine job and is spending a lot of time on Twitter to make sure people know that. There's just a bunch of...
I smacked the microphone.
That's all good. Let me read this. Slate's Ashley Feinberg reports that the headstrong new metal one-hit wonders tweeted roughly 900 times in 48 hours, equating to a fifth of their output. Here are some highlights. So, they were getting called out, blah, 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 blah. Chris Evans said, the president just ran off stage after his rambling press conference without answering a single question. America wants answers. America wants leadership. America doesn't want a president who runs off stage during a crisis and lets Mike Pence do all the talking, to which fucking Chris Trapped decided to jump on in and said, shut the fuck up. Trump made the decision to close off travel to China early on. Europe didn't do this. That is the sole reason why the U.S. doesn't have bodies piling up in hospitals being overrun and the system about to fail, as is the case in Italy. You should be thankful he made that decision, which is so funny to read that. Yeah. There's a lot of people that are just clowning on him. People are asking for his stream numbers. He claims that he makes a bunch of other things, right?
He claims he sells out shows.
Yeah, he sells out shows. So that ties into what actually is going on. So the whole music industry was just clowning on him. You had wait,
it said update? What?
Just the update, just more people were clowning on him, basically.
Control-Shift-T, I want to read this.
Control-Shift-T, alrighty.
I want to read this. Because it says, actually, this is the best exchange. I want to know what this is.
I'm serious. It's easy to, you were easily thrown into lockers and garbage cans growing up. You found each other on Twitter. You do realize that that's your entire target audience, right? Nah, man, my audience is people who throw nerds like you in garbage cans, all American football player types. I know those memories are traumatic for you. So you appeal to violent idiots with anger problems.
No, you can't be an idiot and be a great football player. Many of them went on to get great degrees and have real careers where they can afford a ton of booze. Booze as in like boo, yeah. Not shows. Not drinks. At trap shows, it's been great. This motherfucker said booze.
To be fair,
they're probably used to booze at trap. Well, yeah, it's how venues make most of their money, dumbasses.
Yep.
Ladies and
gentlemen, Chris Trapped.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay in school.
He got clowned on by everyone from the Acacia Strain, Power Trip, Franz from Attila, Chris Evans, Telly from The Word Alive. Randy Blythe from Lamb of God, Corey Taylor, Mike Shinoda had some fun comments he made during one of his live streams. Because someone made a joke about Trapped at some point, and he made just like a dumb throwaway comment about it. There's just, everyone's clowning on this guy.
I think my favorite one was just the one Chris Evans said where he's like, I had some of your music on my workout playlist. Not anymore.
Not anymore. There was
Fuck you.
I found out that there was a lot of people saying that.
I was sitting there like, if Captain America himself is telling you, fuck you.
Yeah.
You goofed.
So, what cropped up, and one of the big pieces that was important to this whole thing is Chris... Trapped. I don't even want to say Chris Brown, just Chris Trapped. Mr. Trapped, if I may call him.
Which is sad because Chris Brown and Chris Trapped are both pieces of shit human beings.
They're both garbage. And that's a nice word I could use. Dumb cunts is what I like to say.
I said piece of shit.
Pieces of shit, evil. They're not dumb cunts, they're evil cunts. They're definitely evil cunts. But anyway, so he made it a deal to say that people were trying to take away his First Amendment right of free speech. So in comes Trapped Official with 2 A's, a parody account that was memeing hardcore on Trapped. So they said, there's no way any of you fucking posers can learn Headstrong on guitar. We can't even play it. I haven't played a real guitar on stage since George W. Bush was president. There was another tweet, if you go on their Twitter, that says, look at these fucking bars, and it's just the opening tab for Headstrong, and it's 2 chords and then 1 string that's higher, and then the same chord, and then it's like, man, y'all can't even fucking clown on this. This is not going to be hard to find who you are to sue you, which is interesting that he wants to sue a parody account that's exercising their free speech and shit like that. My favorite thing is that, like, fuck Joe Rogan, which is obviously what Trapped actually fucking it stands for. It's not going to be hard to find who you are to sue. You know that, right? Screenshots of the whole thing in order to violate our impersonation policy. The account must be portrayed to another entity in a misleading or deceptive manner. Many tweets you sent have done this by. This is my First Amendment right. Hashtag MAGA is the fucking parody account. Whatever, man. Already the tweets you are setting up for yourself. Setting yourself up for some costly damage. Do whatever you want, but this page will be down in a day. To which he said, Headstrong will take you on. He just keeps memeing hardcore, and then he starts yelling at Loudwire. This was the video I want to get to.
Oh, God.
So, Chris Trapped decided that he wanted to sit there and... That's his name now. Like, Chris Trapped.
It just catches me every time.
So, they claim that, we sell out shows, we do this, we do that. Telly from The Word Alive was like, let me see your fucking stream numbers, bro. Like, shit. Let me see them stream numbers. And then also, Tillian from Dance Gavin Dance was also like he was clowning on Dance Gavin Dance. Like, well, we have like a really big single that's played millions of times every week, every month, or, you know, millions of times every month. We make more money than you ever will. And
everyone's like, you
Tillian from Dance Gavin Dance is like, you have one song. We have consistency over all of our songs and all of our records and probably make more money than you. Telly from The Word Alive is like, hey, listen, man, I'm going to go ahead and say that The Word Alive is already pulling bigger numbers. And he screen capped what The Word Alive's numbers were and says, where are your numbers, bro? And he just refuses to. He keeps saying, it's like, oh, yeah, you know, we sell out big venues and stuff like that.
I have not seen them on a headlining or anything related tour in years.
So, this video came out.
I want the venues to come forward and say, oh, yeah, sure.
I'm bringing this up on Twitter right now. So this video was posted by... So first of all, you'll notice, once I bring this over to people to be able to view this.
This literally looks like a county fair.
It literally is like a yacht party. Look at this. Oh, oops, sorry about that. It's okay. Why is Rangoon trending on Twitter? We'll find out.
The Rangoon, mother. Someone's wearing an El Pollo Loco shirt in the crowd.
Good
God. packing it up.
They're packing it in. They're packing it in, boys.
This looks like someone's graduation party.
It looks like your uncle's yacht party that he invited his whole work to.
Even the New York fan is out of here.
Woo!
That's a sellout crowd
The
right
guy
there.
that runs the parody account actually made a comment saying, "This is the closest to sad I've ever felt." This guy leaving is all of us. Oh, yeah.
That was brutal to watch.
But those Pandora numbers, am I right? At Trapped Official?
Pandora numbers?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Parody count or not, there's not a single thing I could have fabricated that would have been funnier than the man singing "I Can't Get Far Enough Away From You" over and over as people file away from his terrible performance. He literally is doing the work for me. To quote one JonTron, sometimes something is just so incredibly, such comedic gold that you don't have to say anything.
Sometimes the comedy just writes itself.
The comedy has written itself. And then, to add insult to injury,
oh boy,
there was, if I can find it, he bragged about having all this money. He DM'd the Trapped parody account and said, "Man, please don't do this. You know I don't have any money." And the Trapped parody account posted that message on their Twitter account.
Should have known better, dude.
Man, yeah, you should have fucking known better. But
here we are.
alas, ladies and gentlemen, fuck Trapped. There was a hardcore band that decided to do a parody of Headstrong, but it's about the whole situation. Literally, they the first word we wrote, the first line of the first verse we wrote, because it's circling your head, contemplating every tweet you've ever sent. That's what it was. Contemplating every tweet I ever sent, or something like that.
We'll look it up later.
It's great. It's fucking great. I can't play it, obviously, because...
No, but we'll look it up later.
We'll look it up later. So, yeah. Mira, do you have anything that you want to say about this whole Trapped situation?
I can't say anything more to this situation to make it even funnier.
The fact that the guy was sitting there saying, "Oh, man, don't take away my free speech," but then turns around and wants to sue a parody account. It's like, bro.
Bro, I don't have any money. Don't do this.
You know I don't have money for a lawyer. Don't do this to me. Alrighty, let's just kind of go through.
Hey, remember, dude, if you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you. It's called pro bono for a reason.
It's called pro bono. It's called a public defender, my guy. Yeah, so fuck Trapped. Fuck Chris Trapped specifically. Let's see, what else have we got? The iDubbbz controversy, it's not even a controversy. All I'm going to say is, I don't get why people are going out of their way to feel like that they have to have a say on a guy's relationship.
Because America.
Because America, yeah. Because he's a total simp and a total cuck because his girlfriend does solo stuff on OnlyFans.
It's because it's the internet.
It's the internet. All I will say is that
they're just jealous that they're not making that kind of income. Something
that iDubbbz said that I think is probably the best thing to come from his video. So, to briefly explain why this is a quote-unquote controversy, iDubbbz, very much an out there YouTuber. He was with the ranks of Filthy Frank and Max Mofo. Very unabashed in his controversial humor. He made it a point that he purposely uses the N-word because of a status that he makes of either it's all okay or none of it's okay. And there was a video he did with Tana Mongeau, whatever.
What's her face?
What's her fucking... That dumb cunt is what I like to call her. The one who committed fraud and got away with it. Not Momo-kun.
No. The event, wasn't it?
TanaCon, yes. Momo-kun. I was like, Momo-kun is not related to this.
No,
although also a thought.
No, my brain was saying Momo-con.
Momo-con, okay. I get you. But iDubbbz, he's a very revered YouTuber, and he has a lot of fans. Not a lot, but there's a vocal minority of fans that are a part of a group that we know and hate, and that is incels. And because he now is in a relationship and his significant other is doing solo stuff on OnlyFans, it blew up into a quote-unquote controversy when there was no controversy to begin with. People were inserting themselves into a personal relationship.
It's not an iDubbbz controversy.
Yes, the internet lost its shit for no reason, basically. And
no, we can't have
you became everything that you swore to.
You can't have a popular YouTuber's girlfriend post nudes or lewds or whatever.
He made one of the best comments about this whole thing ever, and I think this sentiment speaks for itself, and that's just all that needs to be said about this iDubbbz quote-unquote controversy. A pussy doesn't become less valuable because a lot of people have seen it. I'm kind of paraphrasing how he said it, but it was along the lines of, my girlfriend's pussy isn't less valuable to me because a bunch of you guys have seen it on the internet. Who fucking cares?
Her body, her choice.
Yeah. And who cares, man?
And if y'all can't handle it, y'all are weak.
Yeah, very, very much so. And it's like, that's all to say. It's not even a controversy. If anyone wants like a more in-depth as to like why this shouldn't have even been a controversy, Critical, who's a commentator on YouTube, he had a great video about it. He basically was the one that said this shouldn't have even been a fucking controversy. He's like, I've known iDubbbz for years. I disagree with some of his personal beliefs and values as far as this situation goes, but it's his life, it's his relationship. I have no fucking say in it, and that's just fine. If his girlfriend wants to do that, his girlfriend gets to do that. The fact that he's totally okay with it, that's fucking fine. Why do people need to lose their shit? And also, iDubbbz knew that he was getting memed on. He's like, now it's one thing to get memed on, and you guys have had some choice, spicy memes, and I like it. But
I have them saved in a reaction folder.
He literally like showcased some of the spicy good memes. But then afterwards it's like, but it's another thing to come after me and my girlfriend personally and do death threats and shit like that. Thank you. And it was wild. Let's see. The MCU pushed its schedule back massively.
Except for Captain Marvel.
Except for Captain Marvel 2, which got pushed up 2 weeks in 2022.
Which, I don't know if I should say it. It makes me kind of wonder if they think maybe that's the film that's not going to do that well, which is why they pushed it up.
Who knows? They're still way in the pre-production of it, so it's hard to say.
If that's the case, then you know exactly why they did that.
Yeah.
I shouldn't even have to say it.
No, I know what you're getting at. I think also part of it too is they saw how much of a vitriolic reaction a certain sect of the internet had to Captain Marvel, so they're probably just like...
Or Endgame.
Or Endgame, not so much.
Remember, there was the draft going around without all the girls.
That is true.
The fact that someone devoted their time to make that edit, because they said the ladies weren't any important part to the movie.
Which is complete fucking bullshit. You know?
Yeah.
But,
especially with, at the very least, Black Widow.
Yeah.
She's literally the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
I can say that now. The movie's been out.
The movie's been out for a year. Yeah. So yeah, movies got pushed back. Black Widow now comes out in November. Basically, all the movies got pushed back to the following MCU release date now.
Except for Captain Marvel.
Except for Captain Marvel 2. Let's see.
Which, honestly, that film better do well, or I'm gonna...
I hope so, yeah. Castlevania Season 4 got announced, so get hyped for that. Last of Us 2 got delayed again because of COVID-19. I hate to say it, but I'm not surprised. It sucks, but I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised either, but at the same time, as someone who pre-ordered the game and is just like stuck in that bit of keeps getting delayed for various different reasons. It's just like,
and poor Neil Druckmann having to continually say the game was gonna come out on time. This is out of our control.
The thing is, when it got announced for February, I was okay with that because, for one thing, it was coming out the day before my birthday, so I was like, it's like a birthday present for myself. And then it got pushed back to, what was it, May?
May 29th, yep.
And I was sitting there like, okay, maybe they found a bug, which is fine. It happens.
It happened with Cyberpunk as well.
It could also happen in the very late stage of the game too, because like you gotta beta test it. You gotta make sure players can't easily break the game.
Yeah.
And if someone found a game breaking bug, it makes sense to delay it and fix it.
Yeah.
But then it got delayed again. for this reason.
Because of the COVID-19 stuff, which, I mean, I can't fault them for it, but...
No, I assume the first time it got delayed, it was because of maybe some bugs.
Yeah, and...
Which, honestly...
Yeah.
Okay, sure, it happens.
Neil Druckmann has to continually say, like, he's been having to continually say that it's, he's just like, it had nothing to do with the game not being done. The game was going to be done.
God, can you imagine if Death Stranding came out around this time?
Oh, man. Yeah.
Like, that game would have gotten a lot more open-minded.
I think it would have gotten higher reviews if it came out around this time. I think there's a lot of videos...
Because that would have been so fucking topical.
A lot of people are saying right now... a lot of people
like
are,
Death Stranding at this
point.
point.
Yeah, there's a lot of people kind of...
It's just without the poison rain.
Yeah, that is very true. Let's see, what are some other smaller bits of information? Tiger King is not going to be a small bit of information. Oh, May! We need to have an in memoriam real quick. Come on over here. Never mind. You could just tell me, how do you feel? So, how do you feel that Shall We Date Lost Island doesn't exist anymore?
She's going to make time to come over here.
She's going to make time. But, we were going to be revisiting Shall We Date Lost Island.
Huh?
I'm hungry.
You're hungry? Well, you should eat something then.
Make me something.
What?
Make me something.
I'll make it after the podcast.
Okay. I'm actually sad because I was actually gonna play it in Romance Rio.
We were gonna go back and do
Revisit
Rio. We're gonna revisit it over the late
why?
spring, early summer.
You know why? Because the government said no.
Government said no.
They didn't want us to.
Government wanted Rio for themselves.
Yeah.
They didn't want us to take their man away. So
Yeah, it's
So, I mean, there's other Ultimate games by that company.
That's true. But Shall We Date Lost Island was quintessential for us.
I know.
And we had someone asking us to do Rio's route, and now we got to be like, we wanted to, but they've taken
So as
over.
an update, we can't do that
can't
anymore.
I'm actually thinking that an HR video might just be an in memoriam for Shall We Date Lost Island. Just because...
Just do like an obituary for
Yeah.
Shall We Date.
Yeah, it's sad. I don't know, man. But
moment of silence for Lost Island.
You know what, guys? Moment of silence for Shall We Date Lost Island. Okay, that was a quick enough moment of silence. We're good. We're good. We didn't need that long of a moment of silence.
Wow, that bad?
It's an Otome game. Like,
there are some Otome games that are good, though.
They are.
Are you saying that one was bad?
I mean, compared to some other ones, it wasn't
it wasn't the great. But it was so cringe and meme worthy. That's why it was great.
At least it wasn't like the cat one that Game Grumps played, where you get turned into a cat.
Yeah, that one.
What?
Yeah, they played that.
It's in the fourth Sleep Aid. I'll have to show you some of the video from that because oh my god, that game is so weird.
That sounds bizarre. Holy fucking shit.
It's so weird.
Yeah. Speaking of weird, Mira, I'm going to have you do the honors for this one.
What?
Our beloved Gerard Way posted over the weekend that he had a dream.
I'm going to have to bring it over here so I can read
That
it.
is fine. You take the laptop.
Oh god, okay.
You tell everyone about Gerard Way's weird fucking dream. So the image on Instagram is a screen cap from, I think, Spotify or Apple Music of Queen's The Show Must Go On.
From their Platinum Collection of Greatest Hits.
Yes. So go ahead and read to people what that weird fucking dream was.
Woke up from a strange dream last night.
Already a good start.
In it, my mom and I were at Bon Jovi's Bar and Grill, drinking frozen margaritas and eating fried plantains. The Padres were playing against the Yankees in the World Series, but the Padres were playing for Los Angeles and wearing Dodgers uniforms.
Yeah, okay.
Then my mom, Linz, his wife, and I, and our children, yes, plural, which is weird because I think he only has his daughter.
I think so, yeah.
At this time. We're at a stadium in Pasadena watching it. Mid-game, the score was 21 Yankees and 9 Padres Dodgers.
The Padre Dodgers, yeah.
But LA was rallying and shouting, "We'll fix it!" And that slogan was emblazoned on all the teleprompters, but it wasn't looking good for the Padres, and Jimmy Fallon was in a rocket with an audience member for the halftime show, and they were doing this really dangerous Daredevil-type stunt. Bandit, who's his daughter, was with us and a teenager, but we also had 2 boys, about 3 years apart from each other, and they were constantly messing with each other, and we had to have stern talks with them.
We had to have stern talks with them.
The older boy had kind of wild, longish, dark hair, and the younger boy had shorter, spiky blonde hair and glasses. We encountered a really crazy, tall, high-tech toilet, but none of us knew how to use it. Then we left the game early because I had to go sing Cancer at a college in Philadelphia for some kind of end-of-the-year Christmas pageant at the school, sponsored by Heavy Metal Magazine.
Yeah.
So then the stadium was in New York, and we were in New Jersey waiting for the driver to take us to Philly. But I didn't tell the driver we left early and needed to be picked up in New Jersey, and he was stuck in post-game traffic. So it was looking like I was going to miss my performance. While waiting for the driver, I would go on these short walks, and if I walked a few blocks through twists and turns, I would be in Italy. I woke up and this song by Queen was in my head, and that's my night and morning. I have a little more hope.
I have a little more hope. So, what can you say about this dream, babe? What can you say?
What a legend.
You don't deserve.
Somehow he ended up in Italy by the end of his
By
dream.
the end of his dream, we ended up in Italy. Let's see, what else do we got?
And that has been Inside the Mind of Gerard Way.
That has been Inside the Mind of Gerard Way.
Not the completionist.
That's very true, yeah. Anyway, so let's talk some HR videos before I lose my fucking mind over Tiger King and then we end this podcast. So, Hardest Reset. We've had some stuff come out. We had our part 2 of the one-shots that we did with May, and before that, Hildebrand Part 3 came out. Start with Hildebrand. I'm so glad that Part 3 finally came out. It is easily the best of those videos. Mira, you were watching me editing that video. What was the most ridiculous part of that whole video? There is a correct answer here, and it is the end.
Literally the final frame. No.
The final frame, yes.
Wasn't there some sort of like weird edit you had at some point in the third part?
There was a lot of weird edits.
There was one you took a lot of time to work on.
Oh man. Good question.
I don't remember.
There's.
This is what quarantine does to
Yeah,
you guys.
the time is a.
Time doesn't exist anymore.
Time doesn't exist anymore. Yep, as May shouted from the bathroom, time is a social construct.
Pretty.
My favorite part was just the whole end, where the card was thrown at his head. The bald guy did the fucking hair tonic. Hildebrand showed up in all his glory, and the old guy got his hair back. The old guy got his hair back, which best love story ever. Pretty great. The man getting his hair back.
Is that May from Hardest Reset?
That was also one of my favorite parts.
She just fucking yoinks the chips.
Yeah, it was a fun little bit. I remember recording that, and it was a lot of fun.
Bye, thanks for buying them for me, dumbass.
Bye, thanks for buying them. You're the best. Thank you.
I try.
It was good. It was really good. And then the one shot. What was your favorite part about the exodus from Fairnight Manor? What was your favorite part about that?
The end of the story.
The end of the story.
It was a good end.
Yeah, Ranil going off with
My best part, not playing a druid anymore.
I think May's favorite part is...
I'm starting to wonder how people do it.
I think May's favorite part is, I don't have to play D&D ever again. No, my favorite part was watching May
No, her favorite part was getting a hot vampire boyfriend.
I told her, because she said, I want a hot vampire boyfriend. I'm like, well, next one shot, you get a hot vampire boyfriend.
Well, you're in luck. He has a brother.
Well, you're in luck, because Emery has a brother named Avery, and they... And
they're very much hot.
And they're very attractive. And Avery caught those feelings really hardcore. It's pretty great. No, my favorite part was May taking almost 10 minutes to say that she sets her glass of wine down and kisses Avery. And I was just like, you just have to say the first thing you're going to do. But that's May, though.
But it's hard.
If I say, that's May, though. That's May. Content that is coming up, though. I will say... Coming up this Saturday, we're going to have a Final Fantasy VII remake-related video, because that comes out on Friday, or Thursday night, as I should say.
I don't know why you're looking at me.
I'm just looking over at you just because, well, actually, it's going to involve you for the video that I'm working on. It's going to involve you. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to involve you.
Am I going to be back in the Scott corner?
What's up, man? What's up, man? Mazuka. Yes, exactly.
Is this gonna be back in the Scott corner?
No, we're gonna. You'll figure it out. It'll be pretty great. With us being stuck in here, I'm gonna be working on some shorts, and we're gonna be filming some shorts, which will be a lot of fun.
Oh boy.
It's gonna be pretty great. So, I think I've done enough delaying. I think I've done enough.
Hey, Craig, what have you been watching in the meantime? Aside from what you're about to talk about.
I'm finally back on my true crime bullshit, man. We just finished a series about the Unabomber. We watched a series about, it was called Evil Genius, which is about this really crazy fucking bank heist that went wrong. Or not went wrong, but it was just a weird fucking bank heist.
A lot of players.
There was a lot. That was a downward spiral, man.
You saw something about drugs?
How to stop a drug scandal, if I remember correctly.
Something like that.
Let me bring up the name of that. How to stop
a drug scandal.
Yeah, how to fix a drug scandal.
How to fix a drug scandal.
That was fascinating to watch.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the only one I remembered was the Unabomber in his own words.
Yeah, which is the one we just finished. Yeah. I got a bunch of others. The one I'm going to start next is this one called The Confession Killer.
I know there's something about Ted Bundy on Netflix. Right
I've already watched. I've watched the Ted Bundy tapes already, but I'm interested to rewatch it. Because that came out early last year, and I was doing Uber and stuff at the time. Oh, well. So I've watched it, but I'll rewatch it, because Ted Bundy is an interesting case to dive into.
I only remember it because it was in the scroll.
That's true, yeah. So we got, The Confession Killer. There's something about a missing girl from England that seems fucking fascinating. There's a bunch of my true crime bullshit I'm back on. But none of them. Abso-fucking-lutely none of them hold a fucking candle.
Right, I'ma head out.
No, you gotta stay.
No, I'm tired.
To the experience.
Wow.
That was Tiger King. So I had heard, the only thing I knew about Tiger King before I watched it was someone had shared a Tiger King meme of the main character. I say character because everyone in this thing is a
main central focus.
Fucking character. They're real people, but it's a fucking character. I saw the image of his mugshot that they use for when it's on here, where it's him with the piercings and the fucking mullet, and I'm like, okay, so this is a guy from down south.
That's a really shitty mullet, by the way.
It's a bad mullet. Oh my fucking god, it's a bad mullet.
I've seen mullets.
But the image that was shared was, and it obviously was related to the documentary because I didn't understand a fucking word of it. But he was in when the late, and I'm also saying right now, there's gonna be spoilers for this docuseries, but I think the memes have been spoiling the docuseries. And it says in the summary that he tried to kill someone, and it failed. And there's a lot to unpack. So all I knew was this image of this guy in a mullet in a sheriff's uniform wearing a thick-ass fucking first responder jacket. So I'm like, that's already interesting. And then I went to go check it out because it's like, oh, it's a true crime series. I'm a slut for true crime. Fuck yeah, let's do it. Let's fucking go. I'm behind on my true crime podcasts, but when it comes to docuseries and documentaries, I'm all about that fucking shit. So I'm like, oh, new true crime series, it's getting acclaim. I'm gonna check it the fuck out. And I started watching it. And in the first 10 minutes, there was so much to take in. Then I went, oh, I was not ready for this. So our central players are Joe Exotic. And I swear I'm sober when I talk about this. He is a gay, gun-toting Oklahoman man who owns over 180 tigers for a personal zoo. and has 2 straight husbands. And that's our main character, who put out a murder-for-hire plot against a lady by the name of Carol Baskin, which all you need to know about her is she murdered her husband and still is in denial. You cannot change my fucking mind. She murdered her husband. Don't! Babe, I could feel you wanting to play devil's advocate for this. She murdered her husband.
I'm literally just here on Instagram.
She murdered... Babe, she murdered her husband. Her ex-husband's family agrees. The investigator's like, I can't say, but you could tell that he agrees with it. And then you got the guy who has a 9-wife fucking tiger cult.
I'm literally just here on Instagram.
He's got a 9-wife tiger cult. And then you were out here for the episode when Joe Exotic got married to his 2 straight husbands, and they called it the 3-ring circus. And then
may I remind you, I'm here on Instagram.
And then
we all make mistakes.
And then Joe Exotic is a wannabe country singer with big fucking anime plot twist, doesn't sing any of his fucking songs. It's another country band that's like the ghost band that writes all his fucking music, and he just lip syncs to it for the fucking music videos. He was gonna have a reality show, but he fucking lit his studio on fire to delete all the footage. He then tried to bring in this fucking player from Las Vegas who, like, he and his like the dude's like in his 50s and his like 23-year-old wife, like, they're going to swingers parties and shit, and they're having fucking, oh no, okay, oh my, that's amazing. But you know, like, they're going to swingers parties and having orgies and shit, and then, like, they got fucking in trouble for taking a tiger cub in a fucking suitcase bag. And I'm just like, why would you ever fucking do that? And then you got, oh man, there's so many other fucking characters. You got the fucking, the lesbian who got her arm bitten off by a tiger, who still thinks that Joe Exotic was set up for a little bit. There was one point in time where Joe Exotic ran for governor and got 19% of the fucking vote. Babe, who would vote for him?
I am on Instagram.
Babe, answer me. Who would vote for this man? I wouldn't. What? Why would you vote for Joe Exotic?
Everyone chill.
Oh my god. And then there's an article that came out that he tried to tap Marilyn Manson for a political endorsement, and he just ignored the fucking message. And then when Tiger King came out, Marilyn Manson went, wait, that guy messaged me on Instagram 3 years ago. And he shared the DM and went like, so I have a weird connection to this case now. And then this lady, Carol Baskin, who not only murdered her husband, and you cannot change my fucking mind about that shit, but she claims that she's saving big cats, but is keeping them in cages and shit like that, and is the biggest fucking hypocrite ever, is trying to tear down Joe Exotic. I'm also going to say right now, everyone in this documentary is despicable and the worst person on the face of the earth. There is no one who's in the right here. Usually in a true crime docuseries or a documentary or something, there is some party that you should be feeling sympathy for or feel sorry for or anything like that.
I feel sorry for the dude that died.
Which dude? Because there's quite a few dudes who died.
That killed himself.
That was actually pretty fucking sad. To kind of not meme on that for a moment, one of the husbands, it came out in one of the later episodes that Joe Exotic was a supplier of a certain drug. It was meth. He's a supplier of meth.
It's Oklahoma.
It's Oklahoma, yeah. So he,
You're limited on what there is, really.
He kept these 2 guys hooked up with meth and stuff like that. His one husband that left him, who had, like, all the missing teeth. There is an afterwards, like, there was an article that came out that he now has new teeth, which, thank God. He's now off of meth. He's got new teeth. He's living a better life. The other husband...
He's married, and his wife wife, I think, is expecting a child.
Yeah, he's married, and his wife.
They had the child already.
They either had the child, or they're getting ready to have a child, and like it really came out really weird. That, like, you know,
she was very pregnant in the documentary.
She was, but it was one of those things where like it came out that he was like this manipulator, and the two husbands he had were never actually gay, but because they were hooked on meth, that they would do anything to be able to get meth. And the one husband, he was talking about how he felt trapped.
I'd do anything.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where he kept saying before the incident that he was going to, like, he felt trapped, he didn't know what to do, he felt he was going to go AWOL, all this shit. And then finally in the office one day, he pulls out a gun and shoots himself in the head in front of a couple coworkers. Which was really fucking sad, to say the fucking least. Like, I'm with you, I felt bad for him. And I will take it back, I felt bad for the other husband as well. When he kind of really started talking about, you know, he kept me hooked on meth, and he was a strong manipulator and all this shit. Like, yeah, I would say those are probably the only two I feel bad for. Everyone else is a massive fucking piece of shit. Fuck the rest of them. And so Carol Baskin, the fucking piece of shit she is trying to take down Joe Exotic, and Joe Exotic sits there and tries to put out a murder for hire plot and hires a crackhead, which he gave $3,000 to go kill Carol Baskin. And this guy from Las Vegas was the one that mapped everything out and helped send him on his fucking way. And the guy was on his way to kill Carol Baskin and said, "No, I'm going to go party and snort, like, cocaine off of hookers' assholes." I don't know. That was a weird thing, to say the least. And am I missing anything? I'm missing a lot of things. There's just... Oh, man. And then, like, Carol Baskin's on Facebook, and she is such a fucking boomer on Facebook. And then, like, I'm still not over Joe Exotic getting 19% of the vote in the fucking Oklahoma governor's race. And, like, he talked about Carol Baskin being a lying bitch in his campaign ads. And it's like, oh my fucking God, man. Holy shit. Mira... I got one question for you. No, I got one question for you.
No, I won't watch it again.
No, I'll watch it again. But, okay.
Another episode coming.
There's another episode. There is another episode, and I'm eagerly awaiting.
You're on your own for that one.
I watched it without you because I knew you would not like this one in the least. If there was anything I would ask you, babe, what is... I know you would say literally anything... But what is the most bottom of the barrel thing that you would think would be more enjoyable than having to experience Tiger King again? Yes, fuck yes.
As if it were appearing on my timeline.
What's that?
Watching 2 ants fight to the death.
Like little bug ants?
Yeah, like little tiny bugs.
Dude, I would watch the shit out of that. That would be cool. Like one throws a piece of bread at the other? Fuck yeah.
I'm not talking about ants, like your mom's sister ants. I'm talking about the little creatures.
I'm just saying, little bug ants grab bread and they can throw it at one another.
I mean, I'll watch mine fight to the death with someone.
Holy shit.
I would take her out.
But no, what bottom of the barrel content would you much rather watch than Tiger King ever again?
Backyard wrestling.
Backyard wrestling's wild though.
But it's trashy.
That is very true. That is
so trashy.
It is so trashy. It is super trashy. I totally agree with you. I felt like I was watching a Tim and Eric sketch the whole time. But it was real. Every time I thought, this shit can't get any crazier, it got crazier. It was definitely an experience. And I'm going to say is the best TV show to come out in 2020. You cannot change my fucking mind. And Castlevania Season 3 came out this year.
We're allowed to be wrong every once in a while.
There's nothing wrong. Oh, man. Tiger King's the best. It's so trash. And it's so garbage. And there's so many fucking crazy characters.
I think it came out at a good time because of the quarantine.
It did! It really did!
I think they put it out just because everyone was stuck in quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, I don't have anything better to do.
This guy was originally, and the director of the documentary said he was originally going to be doing like what would be considered like, do you know what the documentary Blackfish is?
I do.
Yeah. Do you know what Blackfish is? It's the documentary that exposed like SeaWorld for being corrupt and abusing animals and stuff like that. He was originally going to be doing that about these tiger private zoos, but then he met Joe Exotic and went, oh no, there's a bigger story here. And then the murder for hire plot happened, and he went, I apparently have a true crime documentary now. Like, wow, that was a big burp.
Right up in the mic.
Even he acknowledges that, like, this is so batshit insane that I can't believe I got this on camera. And alas, he did.
He did.
I really feel like this was a Tim and Eric sketch.
But it's not.
But it was real life, and I'm still blown away. You know, usually some of the most provocative true crime documentaries are things, or pieces of true crime media have something so egregious in it that you're just kind of sitting there like, wow, that left a profound effect on me. Making a Murderer really did that with kind of how corrupt Manitowoc County is. Serial has done that in multiple seasons, and then when they did the HBO series with the case against Adnan Syed, bringing that back to light and how fucked the BPD is and stuff like that, and how they really fucked up that investigation. There's a podcast called In the Dark where in their second season they brought up that the lead prosecutor was a massive racist, and all of this led to the Supreme Court ruling in this convicted murderer's favor that he will never get a fair trial. And it's really provocative. Not provocative, that is not the word. It's very thought-provoking. There we go. It is very thought-provoking.
This, on the other hand...
So there is something very thought-provoking about Tiger King, and there is a legitimate thing to this.
My thought is, never go to Oklahoma.
Dude, never go to Oklahoma. Holy shit, I am in agreement with you. Never go to Oklahoma. No, it's just...
I mean...
It takes a special kind of person to do something that skirts the line of almost illegal. And all of these individuals are the ones that, of course, these are the ones that are skirting that line. The reason why that these zoos haven't been taken down yet is, by technicality, they're asterisk, not breaking the law per se. They're really skirting the line. It reminds me of Onision.
They're playing with loopholes.
Yeah, it reminds me of Onision. He has skirted the line of what's technically legal or illegal so bad that even though he has done so many illegal things, he unfortunately can't get prosecuted for it. It took Joe Exotic trying to put out a murder for hire plot to finally get arrested.
Trying.
Yeah. Well, what are you expecting when you hire
No. I'm saying though, like.
Yeah.
Trying.
And it's like.
Cause spoiler, the dude took the money and ran.
He did. He took the money and then did blow off of strippers' assholes, and it's like.
He took the money and did everything but carry out the murder.
But kill Carol Baskin. But yeah, and it's like, it was so crazy because, like, at first I'm just like, okay, this Carol Baskin person is interesting, to say the least. And then the episode that centers around her, where you find out that she owns all this, like, everything she owns is, like, leopard print outfits. And, like, she murdered her husband. And, like, she herself has done some really shady illegal stuff and have been like, well, I'm keeping these animals that can't be sent back into the wild, even though they're like three years old max, and keeps them for like 20 years in cages. And it's like, wow, you were just as bad. Fuck you. Like, you are so fucking bad, man. And it's like, it's
like, at that point, just send them to the zoo.
Yeah, send them to an actual zoo.
The zoos may keep them in cages and everything, but they give them enough room to roam.
Yeah, to
live out their actual
There's life. No good people in the main cast of characters. None of them are good. But goddamn it if I wasn't entertained. This, there's the phrase that sometimes reality is stranger than fiction. And if I were to read this in a book, I could not believe it. I would be like, this is fake as shit. But seeing it, I'm like, holy fucking shit, this exists. This is real. And I'm a changed man. I've learned a lot about myself in this quarantine.
Did you?
And I've learned a lot about myself after watching Tiger King.
Did you?
And what I have learned is that... No. Not in the fucking least. But what I have learned is that if you want to, there's a donation button on Twitch. And if you want to donate $2,000 for me to get a pet tiger...
What?
Because they only cost $2,000 to get a pet baby tiger cub. It only costs $2,000. If you want to donate that money to me, we'll get a pet tiger cub that will protect this apartment.
Spoiler alert, that's not happening.
No, it's legitimate. Legitimately, though, no. I have no intentions on ever doing that. But I would, yeah. There's a tiger exhibit in the fucking San Diego Wild Animal Park. Or the San Diego Zoo.
You know what? Once this quarantine is over, we're going to the zoo.
You're like, Greg, you need to get outside.
I haven't been to the...
I know they did, because pandas aren't endangered anymore. I know.
But that should make you happy though, because that means they.
It's bittersweet. You want to see the pandas.
But now I have to look online to see.
Yeah.
I can't, see them in.
Very true. Very true indeed.
In the zoo. Words are hard.
The word I was thinking of was the word I was using.
Yeah. So 10 out of 10 on the entertainment. It was extremely entertaining.
I haven't been to the zoo since I moved, actually.
I haven't been to the zoo since I was fresh out of high school.
Oh, we need to fucking go.
But anyway, so I'm a changed man. I will not be spending $2,000 to get a tiger cub, but I am blown away that it only costs $2,000.
You will be spending $2,000 to get more equipment.
That is true. If you want to donate $2,000, we won't get a tiger cub. But we get some sweet fucking mics and cameras and shit and look fucking cool.
We'll commission someone to make a actual life-size baby tiger plushie.
There you go.
That we can position around in random places in the apartment.
Hell yeah, using in videos
for
and
ultra
shit.
shock value.
Let's just say that one of the shorts.
Maintenance comes by and we have the tiger in the living room.
I will also say, yeah, right. I will also say that the memes that have come out of Tiger King have been so incredible.
It's a posable tiger plush too.
Oh hell yeah!
So that way we can make it lay down
or stand up. Yeah.
Or beg.
I love all the memes that have shown up from Tiger King. Look up some of the Tiger King memes. They're incredible. They are great. But yeah, I am a changed man, and I think that's all that I can say. Mira, is there anything else you want to talk about before we end this podcast?
I'm so tired.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for joining us. We will be back in a couple weeks for another podcast. Sorry that we had to premiere this on YouTube, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Anyway, we love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe in this quarantine. Follow us on Twitter at Hardest Reset. Join our Discord. The link will be down below. Follow us individually on Twitter. I'm at Greg Snazzy Gamer. You're at Mirito Cosplay. I don't even remember what your Twitter handle is now. What is it? Marshmallow, something along those lines.
She doesn't even remember.
Right. The same. Well, and then Instagram, it's at Megusta, at Greg Snazzy Gamer, at Mirito Cosplay. So follow us on all social media platforms that are public for you guys to follow us at. We love you all. Like I said, stay safe. We'll catch you guys in a couple weeks. Until next time. Talk to you later.
Bye.